recommendation is that City Council appoint 3 individuals to the Parks and Recreation Board for a term of 3 years, expiring March 31st, 2027. All right. Are there any nominees that are present that would like to speak? All right. If you just want to go ahead and come up, that'd be great. All right. Thank you, Mr. Price.
Kerwin Price, 3187 Hyde Park Place. Jared nominated me. I had no idea he would not be here tonight. Go figure. My interest comes largely from Rand having bothered me for the last 2 or 3 years to fill this position. I gather he's moving on. I'm happy to give the time. Tuesday mornings I can make work. I have been very active in our community for years. I've coached kids soccer, president of the Triathlon Club here in town, have ridden with the wheelmen, have utilized lots of the parks, facilities at those parks. I feel like I could bring my experiences to the board, help the council with decisions as they relate to Parks and Rec.
Great, thank you. Anybody have any questions for Mr. Price?
Thank you, Mr. President. Kerwin, it's good to see you. I just can't believe it's taken us this long to get you into the Parks and Rec, onto the board. I would love to have you on there. I was going to ask you if you didn't mention soccer, if you knew anything about soccer, because I know you know a lot about soccer. So I just appreciate you being down here.
Thanks very much. Appreciate it.
Yeah. Let's say that, Mr. Price is the only nominee from District 3. We don't have anybody in District 3 right now on the board. So, all right, come on up, sir.
Good evening. How you doing? I'm Coach Mike Blankenship. I always say coach because I've been a youth sports coach in the city of Pensacola for 30 years. I've coached football, basketball, and baseball, and my passion is giving back to the kids, making sure kids are taken care of, taught sports fundamentally, giving back, keeping them busy and out of trouble in the streets. And I've been nominated by quite a few people, but it's just, I just want to say thank you for the opportunity to really come in and give back and be a pillar for the community. Thank you.
Thank you. Anybody have any questions? All right, thank you, sir.
Thank you.
Bradley Bowes, 4201 Lenora Drive. Worked for the city of Pensacola for 13 years with the Parks and Recreation Department. Worked at Malcolm Yonge, worked at Vickery Center, worked at Gold Point. I've worked in pretty much all areas of the community. And I just think I don't want anybody's job, I don't want to do anybody's job, but I would love to help in any way possible. And I appreciate the mayor nominating me. Thank you, Jennifer, for supporting the mayor's nomination.
Sure. Yeah.
It could, in your history going back, your dad?
So my dad was a college basketball coach, but for many years, David went to his camp. A lot of kids in his community went to this camp, and he had basketball camps at Malcolm Yonge, the Vickery Center. I think it was 1987. He was looking for a place for me to play basketball because he was just so tired of dragging me everywhere else to play, and he didn't have a program. And basically, he was told by the director, if you want a program, you can do it. So he started at at the Vickery Center, Malcolm Yonge, and we eventually worked our way up to the Vickery Center. Then he actually turned it over to the city. He never took a nickel profit. He just did it. And I have a lot of passion for the city's parks and recreation. And I see kids all the time, and when I go out, and they're like, Mr. Brad, Mr. Brad, Mr. Brad. And I'm like, you're 30 years old now. You don't have to call me Mr. Brad. Please don't call me Mr. Brad. But thank you for your time, and I appreciate the nomination.
And so for those of us that have had kids that have gone through the system, Mr. Brad was always there signing us up and taking care of business. So
Probably
I think it would be a
yelling at kids on
really,
accident. I didn't mean to yell at them, but
it's a
sometimes
really
we had to.
interesting
It's necessary
perspective.
sometimes.
Yeah.
I think this will be one of the first times we've had a perspective to get somebody who has been on the inside working it now coming in to help advise. So I just hope you guys give Mr. Brad some consideration here.
And Mr. Blankenship, I've known him a long time, and what a wonderful man he is. He's given a lot of time to our community.
Thank you.
Thank you.
My name is Suzanne Lewis. I live at 2020 East Bobby Street, and I am here. The mayor nominated me to serve on the board. I served at the National Park Service for 35 years. I was superintendent of 8 parks throughout the country. I have a great passion for parks. I have a great passion for Pensacola's parks because they contain wonderful historic, cultural, and natural resources that are really precious and define this town. And I think there's a lot of work to be done, especially when it comes to how do you do recreation and preservation at the same time. A challenge I faced my entire career and specifically as superintendent of Chattahoochee River National Recreation Area. So if you have any questions, but I thank you for the opportunity to come forward tonight and look forward to serving.
Great. Thank you, Ms. Lewis.
If I may?
Yeah.
Yes.
I just want to say that I know the mayor would want to speak to you because I know he spoke to me, and I'm sure he spoke to everybody else about how highly qualified you are and how lucky we are that you're willing to even consider this.
Thank you.
Thank you.
So I want to add my thanks to your willingness to serve. Your experience will be invaluable to help our city parks, and it's wonderful that you're willing to give back that way. So thank
Well,
you.
thank you very much.
Thank you. All right. Well, I know there's only one more nominee on here, and he also has a speaker card, so I'll let you knock out both. Mr. Hicks.
Good evening. I'm what's left of Rand Hicks. Thank you for having me. Just to take a couple of minutes to reflect on the valued service that we received from Michael Wolf and from Alejandra Escobar Ryan as they depart the board. They brought unique skills and a real passion and helped all over the city with a heart not just for the districts that they lived in, but all over. So you have a wonderful slate of candidates in front of you tonight. Suzanne Lewis will not tell you all of the things that she's done. She is far too modest for that. But having, in a sense, turned around the national seashores here in Pensacola and managed and steered forward Yellowstone National Park, I think we should recognize that this is a goddess descended into Pensacola, and let's utilize her presence. Let's seize upon this opportunity. Kerwin Price, I know he's tall, but his intellect is vast and his heart is wide, and I think he will serve brilliantly. As far as our friend Mike Blankenship, I have met him personally as he oversees Granada Neighborhood Park and seen the passion with which he moves. Another great candidate. And I haven't had the pleasure of meeting Brad before. This is my first time seeing him tonight. So you can't lose. You've got a bunch of great people. So good luck to you. And thank you for your discernment. Thanks.
Thank you, Mr. Hicks. All right. Well, my iPad decided to turn off. Move on to discussion. Anyone have anything they'd like to say?
I'm just going to reiterate that we have an incredible pool of applicants tonight, and I think that, I personally think that it's real interesting to have someone such as Brad that's come from within and now coming to serve and look over. I think that I'm excited about that. I think that you can't go wrong with the dedication, and I think that everyone, honestly, with us overseeing the Bluffs and what we're going to do with these parks, to have Suzanne here it's these are just amazing choices we have all the way around. Mr. Blankenship and his years of service, and Kerwin Price. I don't know if you remember me, but my daughter used to nanny your kids. So so we have a long time here. So we've got a great choice, and I hope. I don't think we can go wrong, and I don't think we can miss out on pointing out that Rand's given lots of years of service, and I think that we all thank him for his dedication and work that he's done.
Because we don't have our computers today, I would like to know which district each candidate represents. Normally it's on there, but we don't have our computers up.
So we've got 9 spots, just to be sure, for this. It's not a per district,
I
but
know.
She's asking if we know what district each person is in.
I'm just saying I want to be able to assess where, because I want to make
I think
sure
Rand probably knows.
when I give my votes.
Mr.
it's-
Bose is in my district.
Would you like me to help clarify that?
Yeah, that'd be great.
Okay.
And normally it's on the application, and normally it's in front of us and all that.
It is
but
on the
this time it's-
application. It is on the, that's correct.
I think he might be just over the line into 3. Yeah.
Kerwin Price is in District 3.
It might have just been because of the, he's right on the line, really, so. Great. Thank you.
All right, thank you. I just wanted to, I didn't have it in front of me.
Councilman Wiggins first, then
Okay.
Councilman Bear.
Thank you, Mr. President. And just to echo what my colleagues have said, a lot of great applicants, a lot of great resumes that I read over, and I would be remiss if I don't say anything about Mr. Blankenship. He's been a pillar in our community. He has definitely mentored a lot of children. He continues to mentor. And for you to leave your family for a moment in Montgomery, where you have 2 twin grandchildren to drive here today and then leave to go back, that says a lot to me. And so you definitely will have my support today. And so just like others, a lot of great applicants, and just looking forward to each of you serving on our Parks and Rec board.
Thank you, Councilman Bear.
Thank you, Mr. President. And I can't remember in serving this time or the previous time ever having such a qualified and I think, excellent slate of candidates for the slots that we have here. And to have 5 for 3 slots is great. And I appreciate everyone coming out here for this. You know, when I served before, I was an at-large council member, so districts didn't really mean much to me. I mean, I didn't really know where they all were because I was at-large. I didn't have to know. So all I knew is that sometimes I'd get calls and I'd know who the council member that maybe hadn't responded, and it was nobody that was on this council, but had not responded, and they needed the at-large person to maybe do something about that. Now that I'm serving a district, you know, part of me wants to say, well, we should have somebody from every district on every committee, but you know, when you look at the qualifications of the people that are here, I don't think we necessarily need to look at district. I think we're one city. A lot of what happens in parks and in the recreation, we don't have a recreation center in District 2, so you know, the experience that Mr. Bose has is invaluable to me. You know, he's having worked in the city, and I know Kerwin, and what, you know, just there's so much good qualification out here. It's so hard to pick, and I appreciate the mayor nominating people too, because that didn't used to happen either. So it's great to have 2 people nominated by the mayor, because I think both of them are excellent candidates for this as well. So I'm hoping that whoever doesn't win tonight, there'll be additional slots in the future that you won't just rule us out and that you'll still consider coming back. So thank you all for applying. I'm very pleased with seeing the qualifications that we had tonight. Thank you.
Councilwoman Patton?
So I want to echo what Councilman Bear said. I really appreciate the fact that so many people are willing to step up and serve the city in this way. All of you would make excellent members of the Parks and Rec Board. So it's a tough decision, but I really did want to say that there are going to be additional openings in the future. And please, you know, this is, however this vote comes out, whoever, by the math, there'll be 2 of you that won't be on the Parks and Rec Board this time, but please come back again and give it another shot, okay? Because I think you'd all make a great addition.
Thank you. Yeah, I think this is one of those times where I wish we had 5 open spots right now, because we need all of you involved in our city, especially in parks. So thank you all for being willing to serve this way. All right, so we'll go ahead. No more speakers? All right, let's go ahead and fill out our ballots. Pick 3. And looks like Don's going to come pick those up from us.
None of us want to admit this one.
Make the motion. It's going to take just a moment for them to tabulate. So just while they're counting that up, after the results from the first ballot, whomever receives 4 votes will be removed from the second ballot. So in order to move on, you have to have 4 votes. And this will continue until we have 3 people who have received a minimum of 4 votes for the appointment. Thank you. So we do not need to take another vote. Looks like Michael Blankenship, Suzanne Lewis, and Kerwin Price will be the new members of the Parks and Recreation Board. Congratulations. And thank you everyone else that applied. All right.